Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get a yes almost every time they ask for something, while others struggle to get noticed at all? It's not luck, it's not charisma. It's a set of psychological principles that have been studied, tested, and proven for decades. Today, I'm breaking down the psychology of persuasion, Robert Cialdini's 7 principles of influence, paired with Dale Carnegie's classic advice on how to win friends and influence people, so you can use ethical persuasion to grow your career, relationships, and finances. Now, why Cialdini's book matters. Robert Cialdini's spent years working undercover in sales training programs, fundraising organizations, and marketing departments to understand why people say yes. What he found was that persuasion isn't random, it follows patterns. He organized these patterns into what he calls the principles of influence. Let's go through them one at a time. Principle 1, reciprocity. Human beings are wired to return favors. When someone gives us something, even something small, like a free sample or a compliment, we feel an internal pull to give something back. Cialdini describes this as one of the most powerful forces in human relationships. In business, this shows up when a company offers a free trial, a free consultation, or a small gift before asking for a sale. In personal life, it shows up when you do someone a genuine kindness and later they go out of their way to help you. Now, principle 2, commitment and consistency. Once we commit to something, even in a small way, we feel pressure to stay consistent with that commitment. This is why getting someone to say yes to a small request often makes them far more likely to agree to a bigger one later. It's also why writing down your goals, telling a friend about them, or making a public statement about your intentions can make you far more likely to follow through. Principle 3, social proof. We look to others to decide how to behave, especially when we're uncertain. This is why testimonials, reviews, and bestseller labels work so well. If we see that other people are doing something, we assume it must be the right thing to do. This principle applies just as much to personal habits as it does to marketing. Surrounding yourself with people who have the habits and mindset you want to develop is a form of social proof, working in your favor. Now, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video to get more in videos like this. Now, principle 4, liking. We say yes to people we like. Cialdini found that we tend to like people who are similar to us, who compliment us genuinely, and who cooperate with us towards shared goals. This is why building authentic rapport, not manipulation, but real connection, is one of the most underrated business skills there is. Now, principle 5, authority. We tend to defer to credible, knowledgeable experts. Titles, credentials, uniforms, and demonstrated expertise all increase our trust. This is why establishing yourself as a knowledgeable person in your field through content, credential, or consistent results builds long-term influence. Now, principle 6, scarcity. We want more of what there is less of. Limited time offers and limited quantities increase perceived value. This is a double-edged principle. It can be used ethically to highlight real urgency or unethically to manufacture false urgency. Understanding it helps you recognize when it's being used on you too. Now, principle 7, unity. In later editions of his book, Cialdini added a 7th principle, unity. This is the sense of shared identity, where we're part of the same group, family, community, team, and tribe create a much deeper form of influence than simple liking. People act differently for those they see as one of us. Finding and building your tribe. Building your tribe starts with being intentional about where you spend your time and attention. Look for communities, whether online, groups, industry associations, local meetups, mastermind groups, or even informal circles of friends where people already share your values ambitions, or interests. Don't just join passively. Contribute first, show up consistently, offer help before you ask for it, and engage in conversations rather than just observing. Over time, look for a smaller inner circle within that larger community. 3 to 5 people who challenge you, support you, and hold you accountable to your goals. A strong tribe isn't built overnight. It's built through repeated, low-pressure interactions that slowly turn acquaintances into trusted allies. The key is consistency and generosity. Show up for others regularly, celebrate their wins, and be someone people can rely on. And reciprocity will naturally build the relationships that make up your tribe. A companion book to this is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Cialdini's book explains the mechanics of persuasion, but if you want to know how to build lasting trust based on relationships in business and in personal life, the classic companion is Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Carnegie's core lessons are simple but profound. Become genuinely interested in other people, remember and use people's names, listen more than you talk. The more others feel important, and avoid criticizing or condemning people directly. Where Cialdini shows you the psychological levers, Carnegie shows you the daily habits that make those levers work honestly and sustainably. Together, these two books form a complete toolkit, one for understanding influence and one for practicing genuine connection. Now, more on Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It was first published in 1936 and remains one of the best-selling self-help books of all time because its lessons are rooted in basic human nature rather than trendy tactics. His central idea is that people are far more motivated by feeling valued and understood than by logic or argument alone. Becoming genuinely interested in others means asking questions about their lives, their challenges and their goals, and actually listening to the answers instead of waiting for your turn to speak. Remembering and using someone's name taps into a deep psychological need to feel recognized as an individual rather than a transaction. Listening more than you talk builds trust because people naturally gravitate towards those who make them feel heard, and making others feel important through genuine praise, appreciation, and attention creates a lasting impression that most people rarely receive elsewhere. 2 actions you can take to implement this. First, in your next 5 conversations, ask at least 2 follow-up questions before sharing your own opinion or story. This trains you to listen more than you talk. Now, second, make it a habit to send 1 genuine specific note of appreciation each week to a colleague, a client, or a friend. Not generic praise, but something specific you noticed about their effort or character, which reinforces the make others feel important principle in a concrete, repeatable way. Now, if you want a third layer, Adam Grant's Give and Take is worth reading. Grant's research shows that the most successful people over the long run are often givers, people who create value for others without immediately expecting something back. This ties directly into Cialdini's reciprocity principle, but reframes it as a long-term relationship strategy rather than a short-term tactic. Dale Carnegie wrote, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." Maya Angelou offered a line often cited in leadership and relationship building circles. People may forget what you said or did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And this is so true. The lasting impression of how someone may have made you feel can leave such an imprint on your soul that you may never forget this. So it's important to leave people with a positive feeling. Developing your mindset with these principles, here's the deeper lesson. These books aren't just about persuading other people. They're about training your own mindset. When you practice reciprocity, you start to think of generosity rather than scarcity. When you practice commitment and consistency, you build the internal discipline to follow through on your own goals, not just other people's requests. When you study social proof, you become more intentional about the environments and people you surround yourself with. When you understand authority, you become more motivated to build real expertise instead of chasing shortcuts. And when you understand unity, you start building a support network, a tribe that reinforces your goals rather than pulling you away from them. In short, these principles work from the outside in and the inside out. They shape how others respond to you, and if you apply them intentionally, they shape the kind of person you become. Diverse examples of people who use these principles. One such person was Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. Built his early business by creating trust and community, what Cialdini would call unity among small Chinese businesses, positioning Alibaba as an ally rather than an outside platform. Now, Indra Nooyi, former CEO of PepsiCo, was known for writing personal letters to the parents of her senior executives, a powerful personal reciprocity gesture that built deep loyalty inside her organization. Sara Blakely, founder of Spanx, famously used consistent public commitment and storytelling about her mission to build one of the most successful bootstrapped companies by a self-made woman entrepreneur. And Malala Yousafzai has built global influence not through wealth or authority in the traditional sense, but through consistency of message and moral authority, repeating the same clear values-driven story until it became globally recognized and trusted. Now, Canva's founder applied these principles too. Melanie Perkins, co-founder and CEO of Canva, offers a powerful real-world example of these principles in action. Perkins and her co-founder, Cliff Obrecht, were rejected by well over 100 investors while trying to raise funding for Canva, traveling repeatedly to Silicon Valley to pitch to skeptical venture capitalists. Rather than treating each no as a dead end, Perkins used rejection as an opportunity to refine her pitch, enhance her product, and gather more compelling evidence of market demand. A clear demonstration of the commitment and consistency principle, staying disciplined, and adjusting her approach without abandoning her core mission. Her relationship with investor Bill Tay is perhaps the clearest example of any long-term reciprocity at work. Perkins met Tay and through persistence and consistent follow-up over several years built a genuine relationship with him well before Canva was ready for major investment. A relationship that eventually helped open doors to other investors and credibility in a market where she had no existing network. Notably, Tay invited her into his own community by encouraging her to learn kite surfing so she could join his investor retreat, and she took him up on it despite having no prior interest in the sport. A striking example of building unity by stepping into someone else's world rather than asking them to step into yours. Perkins also demonstrates the power of authority and storytelling. After early pitches fell flat, she discovered that structuring her story around relatable, universal pain points, the frustration people feel with complicated design software, transformed how investors responded to her, showing how connecting through shared experience rather than just technical credentials builds trust and influence. Today, as one of the most recognized female tech founders globally, she stands as a strong example of how genuine persistence, relationship building, and consistency, not manipulation, can turn influence principles into extraordinary business success. Each of these individuals from very different industries and backgrounds leaned on some combination of reciprocity, consistency, social proof, authority, or unity to build trust at scale. So, what does this mean for your everyday life and your finances? In personal finance, understanding scarcity and social proof helps you recognize manipulative sales tactics, fake countdown timers, artificial urgency. Everyone is buying this messaging. So, you make calmer, more rational spending and investing decisions. In business finance, understanding authority and consistency helps you build a reputation that attracts better clients, better terms, and better partnerships, because trust reduces perceived risk. And reduced risk often means better deals, lower rates, and stronger negotiation positions. In everyday relationships, practicing reciprocity and genuine liking builds a stronger personal network. The kind of network that leads to job referrals, business opportunities, and support during hard times. And in personal growth, using commitment and consistency intentionally on yourself, not just on others, is one of the most effective research-backed ways to build new habits. Whether that's saving money consistently, exercising regularly, or building a business step by step. Influence isn't about tricking people. Used ethically, it's about understanding human psychology well enough to build real trust, real relationships, and real momentum towards your goals. Cialdini gives you the science, Carnegie gives you the daily practice, and the people we've talked about today prove that these principles work across different cultures, different industries, and backgrounds. The next step is simple. Pick one principle, apply it this week, and watch what starts to shift. As always, don't forget to design your profits first and your spend second. Like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video.